All right, so I know we watch a lot of robot movies, right? And then on this one, robots not having faces, it doesn't bother me at all. I know we talked about it in the last one, and I must say this movie is way better than Bicentennial Man. And like I think up to date from what I remember, this is probably one of the best robot movies I've seen in a long time. What do you think?
Man, that's a lot.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot to follow. I thought this movie was good. This first time I've ever seen this movie. I thought it was
Yep,
awesome.
for both
I
of
mean,
us.
I'm not gonna say. I just wondered though. Give me like 5, 10 years if I see this movie again, would I think this is awesome? I don't know.
See,
But let's just put it this
that's
way:
good.
after
Yeah.
watching, when we watch, say, there's not a lot of robot movies really to watch.
Let's
You
see.
know,
Well, no, I
I mean,
guess.
let's just hold this off.
Okay.
Let's don't get too deep in it. Okay. There's not a lot of robot movies to watch, to be honest with you. There's not
No.
a lot. A lot of times, if there's a robot movie, they're always androids because the androids, it's easier to make an android movie because they look like they're human.
Hmm.
Like Commander Data, he's human. He's really human. I mean, it was so easy to make him because, I mean, they couldn't put a robot to walk around the whole show. I mean, robots are, I mean, something like Chappie would be hard to do. I mean, as time goes on, Chappie would be easy, with all the
Yes.
electronic, with all the computer generation stuff. Because I mean, they made Iron Man stuff, but still, it takes a huge team, and it's a very expensive undertaking still
Right.
today. But yeah, as far as I say, yeah, Chappie was fun. I mean, compared to Bicentennial Man, Bicentennial Man was mainly had a good idea, it had a good soul to it. There's probably
Yep.
a few good lines at the end of Bicentennial Man, but this one, it's modern, so it's more just entertaining. We sit there, we watch it, we didn't get bored. It was kind of a longer movie. It was about the same distance running time as Bicentennial Man,
Well, this one's
but
only 2 hours. I think by
this
Centennial. Oh,
had
it's about the
yeah
same running time. Yeah, but this
yeah
thing's
it's the same.
shorter.
Yeah, this is a little shorter. Well, it had more action, didn't have any pauses. I would say, I mean, it was more focused on action than it was anything. I mean, of course, they had some
Ooh.
robot stuff, but I mean, this was more action than Bicentennial Man was an action. It was just about the idea of
So
having a
for
robot
me, it wasn't the
wanting to be
action.
human.
It was for me. It
So,
was the AI and the freedom to do what one wants.
yeah, but like I say, I don't know. I mean, this is far fetched though.
Oh, it's very far fetched, but it's very
But I
entertaining.
mean, but so was Bicentennial Man too. I mean, anything when a robot actually gets
So,
conscious, because this robot's like, oh, you can't just type up a program and go. I mean, can't really ever see anybody type up a program and making something come alive.
on that point, I don't know how long he has on that, but I want to go back to um like you said,
Oh,
this is the
I don't
first.
remember. I don't. Let's put it this way. I don't care how long somebody spends. Why? There's not going to be a point where you make a program living. I mean, well, first off, you'd have to define what living really is. What
And I don't think
I
that was
mean
a
is
program.
how we know if we're really even. I
I
mean,
mean,
like I said, you'd have to ask a robot. You'd have to ask AI like a tons of questions before you find its limit.
and
You
I
know?
wouldn't call that a program either. I mean, like I could see why you said program, but to me it was more than just a
Well,
program,
technically,
though.
it's a
Yeah.
program.
But the other thing is, you said this is the first time we watched it, right? And then you're
Yeah,
right.
that's
I
the
was
first I watched
thinking
it.
when you said that. Now, if I was back in 1999 or 2000, watched Bicentennial Man, that was probably a very good robot movie at that time. And then when I watch it
Yeah,
today,
but
it's
it was still
it's still very
even
long
then.
and.
Even then, it was kind of boring.
But I was talking about like even though it's the boring, right? It's the theme of it.
Yeah, it's the idea,
Yeah, it's the
the
idea. I mean, a
concept,
lot of
and
people
this one,
can say that like No Country for Old Men. I was like, dude, this movie is so boring. I don't know what I was missing. I was like, then
yeah.
I would be like, you're
Well,
probably missing the music to carry you along with the movie.
yeah. Well, I guess like any movie, though, it depends on your taste in movies too. Me
Yeah,
and you
that's
like
very true.
sci-fi, so we're gonna get more out of it.
And
There's
then
gonna be a lot of people
on top
that
of
will
that, we
watch
both like
either one of
robots.
these. Yeah, because this movie almost had the same Rotten Tomato score as Bicentennial Man.
Oh, really?
And I
So
was like, how? And here's what they wrote. Oh, they was lacking a lot of story. But that's usually what I write. I was like, really? I mean, it was a movie. It's a movie. I mean, I don't know what people want in a movie. I mean, it's not a book.
and now we're
It's a
talking about Rotten
movie.
Tomatoes. It really like, what if the people who gave those scores are not into this movie?
Well, probably a lot of. I mean, I don't really know how Rotten Tomatoes works
Yeah,
at
I
the
don't even know
moment.
either.
I
Cause
think
like,
it just, but anybody can get on there and rate it. Me and you can get on there and rate it. I guess a lot of me and you, people like me and
oh,
you
that's
didn't
right.
show up to
It's
rate the movie.
yeah, audience score. Yeah,
I have never rated a movie,
and it's kind of like, how do
so
I
I'm usually
know
not part on that.
those people who wrote stuff on Rotten Tomatoes, right? It's like maybe this movie went way over their head.
Well, I don't really think there's a lot here to go over anybody's head. I'm not gonna go,
Oh no
oh,
no no!
this
Not
is
just this movie. Like whoever write
Ozark.
on there, like how do we know like that movie, whatever they're reviewing, is not
Oh,
going
okay.
over their head? That's I mean I
Oh,
don't
I'm
know.
sure it is.
Or
Well,
maybe
the thing
people
is,
read like,
but
oh, I
here's
don't
the
like
problem,
Chappie.
though. That's the thing. Let me go ahead and put it this way: if it goes over your head, then the filmmakers did a bad job of probably telling, giving you a story.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
I do because I mean, come on, if you the movie's supposed to entertain everybody. You can't just make a movie
Supposed
that
to.
on yeah. I mean, I know there's some stupid people out there, but the problem is you want to try to cater to a wider
Try
audience if
try
you
educator.
can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, try to make it effort because I've seen movies where people are like, "This movie's so good because it went right over our head." I'm like, if the movie goes over your head, it's okay to say it's not a good movie. Okay, Mulholland Falls.
Oh, I was
We ever
gonna
did
bring
that?
that up.
I don't. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is just so beyond anything." I'm like, "Yep, you're right. It's beyond anything. It may not even be anything. It may just be a series of clips
I said
edited." Because see, somebody could poorly edit a movie together, and it might get an Academy Award because people go, "Wow, this is I never seen anything like this." I'm like, "Yeah," because the guy was late. His kids probably spelt something. He probably destroyed part of the film, so he just edited a bunch of crap together,
just
and
trying to
people
make
call it
sense.
genius. So this film is nowhere near this. This is an easy film, cut dry, easy story. I mean, and it's just to sit down, watch it. It's fun. Watch a little robot talk some stuff.
So yeah, it is.
This
So
this is actually I don't know why it would have a Rotten Tomato score. I mean, you'd really have to just not like robots because the thing is, it's like I said, it's kind of more of a mainstream movie, really.
it is. This is something that I thought like, hey, you know what?
This
I
could
know it's
easy.
rated R. I would
Yeah.
show my
Oh,
boys this
okay.
movie.
Yeah. Okay. The rated R part. Yeah, because
Yeah.
of the language, though.
Yeah.
Well, there is some blood. There's a lot of
That
blood.
that's violence, language.
Yeah, but nobody gets decapitated except Chappie. That gets his arm cut off,
Oh, no,
right?
that
Oh, okay.
guy.
Oh, yeah, that dude got ripped in
That
half. Oh, yeah, I
his name is
forgot.
America.
America. Oh, yeah, America got ripped right in half. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was like,
Man,
whoa.
dude. Yeah, that okay. Well, hey, that was Ed 209's
See, I was
replacement.
see the first time I saw that robot, I was like, this is like Ed 209. It's like RoboCop versus Ed
Well,
209.
this is I don't know how many films this guy's directed. Is this what is his name? Nail
No,
Blomkamp.
Blomkamp.
Yeah, and I've seen I only know three movies of his, and I've watched all. I watched District 9. Is it Elysium? I'm sure I'm saying it wrong.
Oh, is it Elysium? He made that movie too.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. This is before that. Most of all
Oh,
these actors appear in the same movies. Uh,
oh,
the
Demonic and Gran Turismo. He only has 5 movies under his belt.
he made Gran Turismo. Well, I got to get on
Yeah,
that one
he
too.
directed Gran Turismo.
But you know, he uses like several, like three of the actors are in District 9. Okay, Chappie himself. Chappie is what's his name? Sharito Copley.
Oh, who is that?
Oh, he is the guy that turns into the alien in District 9. He's the main character in District 9.
Oh, oh, he is.
And he also plays Kruger. He is the villain in Elysium, which he does an excellent job.
Oh, I have no idea.
And then of course the actor. I don't know all the roles for the other actor. You know the actor that plays the mean guy, the guy with the white guy with the dreads and the gun, the machine gun. I can't remember what his character's name is in this movie.
Oh,
The guy
the
wants the money.
so
The guy wants his
the
money.
guy that they put subtitles on for, but even though he was speaking English.
Well, he's speaking kind of a different form of English.
Hmm. But
But
it's so
anyways,
funny. I understood what
he
he said, but they put a caption on because I
he's
made a
been
note.
he's been in them all. He's been on all three of them. He plays another bad guy in Elysium.
Oh, and I do remember him in District 9.
It really reminds me of what the Techno Viking. If you ever see that on
Oh,
YouTube,
it's so
Student
funny, right?
cat.
I wrote a comment like, so I thought it was weird for a white man while speaking English to have subtitles because I thought it only happened to people like me, right? That while I'm speaking English, I should be having subtitles. So I'm really enlightened while watching this movie, seeing a white guy speaking
Yeah, but
English with
if you listen,
subtitles.
he was not always speaking English.
He wasn't.
No, there's several
Everything
times he
matches.
speaks.
Everything
Several
matches
times,
what he says on his
well,
screen for
sometimes he
me.
said some other words
Oh,
that aren't
like a
English.
slang for probably like a
Yeah, he
South
says a lot
African
of
slang.
slang. Well, Africa. He said Africa
Huh.
language. So
Oh,
yeah,
Africa.
because
Yeah.
there was a scene where he was talking something else and it wasn't in English.
Huh.
It
Okay.
went back and forth pretty quick. So I guess they just wanted you to know this guy's hard to
You
understand.
know what? Because like, well, Elysium is different, unless they shot it in South Africa too. But this one and District 9, they shot in South Africa, And you know what I noticed? Probably not Elysium, right? I only seen it once, but especially for District 9 and this movie, Chappie, the end is not like a result. At the end, when they show you the movie, right, it makes you
Yeah.
wonder more, which I really like that.
Yeah. It just lets you can guess up more story if you want.
Yes, but then I like it they end it there. Like, and this director, he does really well with situations like and scenes like this with the movie.
Yeah. Plus,
And
it's also had two rappers in it.
so, excuse me. So I watched that video you asked me to, right? That ninja
Yeah.
video,
Just one of them. Yeah.
just one of them.
It's Die Antwoord.
Yeah,
That's the name of the group.
and when I watched that, I was like, wow, this is really weird for me, right? But when I saw him in this movie, I was like, if I didn't watch the video, I thought he was just a straight up legit actor, not just like a
Oh, did
rapper.
you?
Oh,
Okay.
so after I
Okay.
watched that music video, then I watched him, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good acting. Like
Okay.
everything that he's been in, right?
Well,
But then
supposedly they
Bloodcat
wanted
could be a
him to
good
play the
director
main.
too.
Well, I think he is a good director.
Oh, he is a
I'd agree with
very
that.
good director.
He's got his style. I mean, everything you watch. I mean, he's one of those directors you can watch his movie with, and this is the guy that did. You see him or I mean, most of the stuff is the same.
Yep.
Same tattoos, same symbols, same robots are over similar to Selim's robots.
Yeah.
The weapon system. He uses a lot of the same stuff. Like I said, he used a lot of the same actors. So,
You
I
know,
mean, of course, we see, who Ninja now is in
I
Yolandi.
do.
And now, and plus, Dev Patel, the guy that
Yeah,
played
yeah.
the creator, he was creator. He's in a. I actually seen him in another
Dion.
movie before. I liked.
Oh,
I
that
liked it. It
that
was really
Green Knight,
weird.
right?
Yeah, the Green Knight,
He's in the
which
Green Knight.
is which when I watched it, I thought, I don't know if I like this movie or not, but I want to watch it again.
What Green Knight or this movie?
The Green Knight.
Oh, he was in Slumdog Millionaire. That's right. He played that.
Yeah, but I don't remember. I mean, I know I saw it, but I don't remember his character in
Oh, I
that.
love that
But
movie.
I do remember him Green Knight. Well, most people love Slumdog Millionaire.
That's a great movie. But so I want to say this movie is I could probably work this in my top 5. I
Oh,
do
really?
enjoy this a lot because first of all,
Well, okay,
um,
go ahead.
we talked about last time, with Bicentennial Man about the 3 laws of robotics, and I suggested that like, hey, you know what, a robot probably can't be the police force, right? Because it can't kill. But on this one, it doesn't do that, which I like because you don't have to follow the 3 laws of robotics. The one thing that I really love about this is the no corruption part. They set that up in the first 10 minutes of the film really easily. They talk about, because the first thing I thought about, like, well, what if someone hack into it? When I thought that, they explained it. Well, there's only one key, it's high security level, and you have to be there to, to work this. And I'm thinking, like, what if someone gets fired and we program it? But then they answer it with that one USB key, right? You have to have that security key before you can program anything. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then what happens is because it's Dion is an engineer, right? Yeah, he's an engineer.
Yes.
But then he's the one who actually made this happen. Because I guess I don't remember the trailer, but like they just want to say like robots cannot be reprogrammed, because I thought of Terminator. Because the resistance from Terminator 2, they reprogrammed a T-800 just to send back to protect John. So they were able to, hack into the system.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
really
I
like
mean,
that
I think
too.
it though. Anything that has program can be hacked eventually, one way or another. But
Yes, I agree.
yeah, they got a lot of security to lock us. And now that takes me to a question that we went away for. But hey, what's your top 5 movies since you already have a list?
Oh, well, the first one's Fight Club. The Prestige. Uh, Shit, I can't remember what my third one is.
This must have suck.
I might have to think about it. I think what.
okay. So you don't really have a top 5
No, I
list.
mean like I don't like not, but
Oh,
like
okay.
this
All right. No,
easily I
that's cool.
could work
I
in
just
there.
when you said that, I thought, wow, you have a top 5 list. I'd like to hear it because I don't even know what your top 5 list is. I know what your favorite movie is,
Yeah,
obviously,
Fight
because you
Club
talk
and
about
the
Fight
Prestige.
Club. The Prestige is up there. I don't have a top 5 list. My
But the
list
Wrath of
changes.
Khan is number 1, right?
Yeah, it's number one. That's my favorite. But like I said, yeah, the rest of them change on and off. Depends on the mood you're in sometimes.
Yes, it's I think it's
I've
depending
really
on the mood
never
I'm in.
sat down and tried to make a top 5 list. If
Yeah,
I
just
had to
my
make a top
favorite
5
movies.
list, the Prestige would be on it
Yeah,
because that's one I can always watch. If somebody says, "You want to watch it?" Oh yeah, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? I mean, eventually, I'm sure I'll eventually get sick of it, but I haven't yet in this
I
many
don't
years it's been
think
been
so.
out. I don't know. I keep watching it because I don't know why. Because I think I could watch it enough that I'll get all the answers. But there really isn't that many answers to get. But it's a very smart. It's a very smart movie. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I like movies you can watch them, and you continuously pick up stuff.
Probably The Machinist too. It's probably my top five.
Yeah, I've never seen The Machinist at all.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get back to
So
robots.
okay, so I want to talk about this. So I like the no police corruption thing because I feel like if this truly works, right? Like let's just say it's hard to hack in. I would we
Well,
I would like
let's
to DC these police force take down all the organized crime or like drug dealing thing as soon as possible. You
to
know?
a point though. No
No, no,
police
to a point.
corruption. But that means. But see, the problem is the police force is always going to have to rely on some kind of human intervention.
No, yeah, you need human. I wouldn't say completely replace, but I would put these guys in the front line
But I
because
mean,
they
first
show that
off,
in this
but the
in the scene
biggest
too.
way though, but this does make sense in this movie because let's say if robots ever come around, the only way they're going to be ever have lots of robots because I mean you're making vacuum cleaners, robots, all that stuff. All that stuff makes a little bit of money, but it'll never make enough money that you can branch out too far. But military robots, because that's how iRobot does make some money,
Hmm.
Boston Dynamics and so forth, all those other computer police and military, that's the people where the money is. That's the people that's going to invest in them. So the three rules of robotics will never come around because
No,
those would not make a robot that you could sell or market to the military. Because I mean, robots are already used now. They got tracks on them. They have machine guns mounted to them, or they find bombs, pull them out, blow them up. That's what robots do right now. Robots are supposed to be destructive or
yes.
be get destroyed. That's why they have them do that. So I mean, that's the thing. Most likely, if we ever see robots that look like men in our time, it's going to be military machines or
So
police.
I'm so glad that like so I thought like the police probably I didn't never think that police would have a large budget force, right? But I guess
Or
in this
yeah,
fictional story they do because they
police. I
chose
would
not to
say
put
in
in the
large,
military.
I'd say in large cities they really do. But in this movie, it was supposed to. I bet you that company was probably a part of a military deal. There's in this universe that we're looking at,
Mm-hmm.
they don't show it to us, but apparently there are probably other robot companies, and they're probably only military, and they didn't want to focus on that. Because I'm thinking, uh, Wolverine's
Yeah.
character,
Who's a bad guy, by the way?
he wasn't. Here's the thing: I didn't really. He kind of became a bad guy, crossed the line, but I didn't really see him as a bad
No,
guy.
not in the
Not,
beginning.
he sure wasn't as bad as the thugs that they dealt
Yeah,
with.
the ninja, right? But then I hold on
Well, even
before we go
Ninja.
on. My point of that was like, I thought they did that really they
Oh,
wrote
they
the
did do it
thing
really
really
good.
well because it's the people who influence you, but then you still have your own choice. That's how I felt
Well, it's
Chappie
also
was.
yeah. Well, that's also the thing is you don't like them. You don't like Ninja and
Yep.
all them at first, but
No.
then you start to like them because you see what they're coming from.
Yes.
I mean, they're not good people.
No, they're
They're not
not.
supposed to be good people. But the problem is this is like he tells him, this is our life, man. This is where we're at,
Yep.
and we're trying to get to this spot in life.
Yeah.
So he goes, you want like especially when he sees that dog, he goes, you want to be that dog? Or do you
Oh,
want to be
that
that dog?
that was a good scene.
Because he's like, this is where we're at, you know? Because
Yep.
in the way Chappie is, because Chappie got kicked out of the real world.
Yeah.
He's like these people. These people live like in the slums and stuff. They just kind of do, and they do whatever they want. Because they're not part of society. So why should they even follow society's rules?
Yes, I think that's one of the things I really like this about this movie too. Like, because it feels like the robot is the main character of the movie, not a
But
human.
I like the thing though is because they treat the way they treat Chappie, they treat Chappie pretty bad.
Yes,
But
but
it
then
also shows you that the guy that creates him, he really he loved Chappie and does a lot of stuff, but he didn't do Chappie that much good either.
no,
He's
because it's a
also he
personal
also
thing.
lies. Yeah,
Hmm.
he also lies. He also does that, and of course he tells the same thing Ninja did. He's almost the same as Ninja in a
Oh, I
way.
was gonna say that too.
Because see, remember Ninja goes, "Well, I just thought you were a dumb machine, and I didn't think you were going to progress this far." And the same thing with the creator, because
Yep.
after Chappie's asked about the robot, he goes, "Well, I just saw you as an experiment. Now I see you as a living creature too."
Yeah.
Even though his whole idea was to make a living creature,
So
so
that's
they
the
both
two
were
point of view.
almost
Yep, you're
yeah,
right.
they were
I
almost the
love
same
that.
guys. They just came from different worlds. One came from nothing,
Yes.
and the creator, he had a college education and everything, and he was at the top of the world in the the
In
computer
that,
world.
yeah, in the computer world, in the
Because I
robotics.
mean, he could just walk inside there and get whatever he wanted. Even when he lost the chip, they're just like, "Hey, okay, we're gonna give you a warning. No big deal,
Yep,
because you
because
made everything."
yeah, because he's the one, he's the brains behind the whole
And the
operation.
thing, and the thing is, you can't see. I don't know what the actor, what the character was. You know, Wolverine's character, Hugh Jackman's character. What's
Oh,
do you
you
know
mean
his
his
name?
name?
Yeah, what
Yes,
was his
I do.
name?
His name is Vincent. Vincent Moore.
Yeah, Vincent. Well, here's the thing where I was going originally. He probably came from one of the military
He's a military
creators.
guy.
Okay,
Yes.
he was a soldier, and of
Yep.
course they trying to pick on him because he was a soldier. In ways he should, and maybe that's in South Africa. Being a soldier is a whole different deal. In America, it's a different deal. You're a soldier, all right, cool. But anyways, he probably was making robots, and he didn't do too successful with the Australian because he's Australian in this movie. He's
Yeah, in
Australian
this
in real
movie. Yeah.
life, but in this movie, his character is Australian. The machine he makes is an Australian machine because he probably tried to sell the
Which is
Australian
also an
military.
engineer too, right? That's what I'm
Yeah,
getting.
he's an
Yeah.
engineer. He became an engineer. I mean, he's not a thug
No.
or anything, but
He,
he's sitting there and he's
from different
watching.
worlds. Yep.
Yeah, he's sitting there watching the creator
The jealousy of
do.
Dion.
Yeah, it's just well, he's trying to get in. He's trying to get in, but the thing is, he can't. Even Sigourney Weaver's in this one point out,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. But the her character was in a big didn't have a lot of scenes, but she did play. She was just the head CEO, and she did
Yep.
that job pretty good. She tells him, "You got to scale it back. We are police forces. We need a police force robot." Of course, he's the Ed 209 guy. He wants missiles. It flies. It's like a mech from BattleTech. This thing
So it
has
sounds like
everything.
it's like Iron Man from the MCU, right? It's the PTSD. Like you want to be over prepared just in case
Yeah,
you
well,
get into some
the
stuff.
thing is, he's really wanting to try to get. I think he's really wanting to get that robot on straight so he can get back into the military game.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
That's what he wants. He's not seeing it because he wants to. He doesn't really want to be the police force. He wants to be military.
yeah.
He wants a military robot. Even when he has that luncheon, all those police guys are going, "We're just police."
Yeah. Like we don't
A
need flying stuff.
yeah, a
Yeah,
machine gun, and he kept telling about all these missile launchers. He's seeking missiles and stuff and shooting down aircraft. He's like,
that's a
we're
little
police.
system, right? Yeah.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? And he doesn't get that, so he tries to stage
Oh
something to get it up. So his intent was never to really kill Chappie. He never sees Chappie as anything. He doesn't see anybody as anything. He
no,
just wants to get his foothold on and
you're
get up.
making this for me. I love this movie even more. The more that you point this stuff out, I'm just letting you
Okay.
know.
Oh,
I always
you're
tell you,
welcome.
you either make it like extreme for me, but the others are like, oh, I really hate this movie now.
Okay.
It's
Well,
always these two.
and I feel good when I pick up a movie for you. I kind of feel bad when I kill a movie that you like because
No, I mean like
I'm not trying to destroy any movie. I'm
no,
not even trying to destroy Ryan Reynolds either. So
but like
let's just
no, but everything you said to right now, right? It was like
yeah,
I totally agree. Like it's the different worlds between Ninja and Dion, and the you have the third party, which is Vincent, which is Hugh Jackman's
yeah,
character, right? And like since this movie came in 2015, I remember the interview he did. Like I can't remember it's Jay Leno or whatever, like a late like talk show, right?
yeah,
And it's so funny because he was talking about like I play a bad guy in this movie, and then he started telling like I love playing bad guys in the movies now. You know why? Because when you play a good guy, you keep getting beat down and beat down and beat down throughout
yeah,
the whole movie. But
yeah,
when you're a bad guy, you win the whole way, and then you only
yeah.
get beat down once.
But that's the thing. I want to say though, he hasn't really played a villain in too many movies.
Has he ever played a villain in any other movie besides this one?
Yes, Pan.
Oh, because he plays Blackbeard.
Yes, and it was actually pretty good.
That's right.
He's
You
a
saw
he would.
Pan.
Oh yeah, I saw Pan, and it didn't do. And I'm sorry, it didn't do too good.
Yeah, he
We ought
didn't
to
do
do
too good.
Pan. We ought to do Pan. I mean, it was supposed to get a sequel, and I was looking forward to seeing a sequel. I mean, it was
Oh.
different than what a lot of people said. It didn't do too good at the box office, and the problem is its cast kind of turned on the movie.
Oh.
You know,
Well,
well,
let's
some
save
of
that for that
yeah, I
section.
said that
I
then. But
want to find
anyways,
out.
but I do want to point out though he got to sing in the movie, which he's a stage
Yeah, he's a
actor.
stage show. Yeah.
He loves stage, but he made an excellent villain.
Oh, I
So
miss
if he
Hugh
was to come
Jackman.
back into the MCU, I love him. Wolverine in the MCU. Wolverine. I wouldn't have a problem with him if he came back and wasn't Wolverine. He was a villain,
Oh, he plays somebody else. Yeah.
crazy, awesome villain, because he could be a good villain. I mean, I can't really see him getting to showcase the type of villain I like in another movie.
Oh, we don't know yet. We
And
don't
we'll
know yet
see.
because it's in a way he's very typecast too.
He's
in a
very
way. Yeah.
typecast. Yeah, he is Wolverine. He's going to be this hero. And he can't ever play anything else. Even though I saw him originally in Swordfish.
Oh yes, Swordfish.
Remember that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I seen that one time, and it's
It's a
like
good
within the
time.
last couple of years too. I didn't see it when it was.
Oh, you didn't see one come out?
Nope,
Oh,
I did not.
oh,
I
I
only saw
did.
it for a few years ago,
Because I
so
remember
it's
when it came out
recent.
and I was like, this guy's going to be Wolverine.
Uh, so Swordfish came out before X Men.
I don't remember if it did or not.
Oh, okay.
I may have saw it before X-Men.
Well, but you know what?
Because
The haircut of Hugh
I
Jackman
didn't
have
run
in
to
this
the
movie,
movies.
it is so weird.
Well, it's actually all of them, but I bet you it has a lot to do with the styles. Because you got to think a lot of these, I mean, it's South Africa. A lot of things are different.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting because to me, it reminded me of a mullet.
It's like a half a mullet, right? I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what's
kind of like
going
a
on.
mullet. It's kind of
It's not.
rednecky,
It's not professional in the
but
back.
it
It looks
must
like
be an
it's party
Australian.
all the way around.
It may be an Australian thing, dude.
It might be. I like that. I think. How many movies have we seen Hugh Jackman without his American accent? Might be my first one. Like a movie, not when I see him in interviews.
I'm
He speak
thinking, yeah, I
regular,
know. I'm talking about movies too. I can't remember.
but a lot of them.
I've never seen him with his. Well, I mean, of course, he was in Australia.
He's
That
in that
movie,
movie
Australia,
Australia with Nicole Kidman, but I never seen that.
which, by the way, I want to point out is a very good movie too.
Yeah, you told me that before.
Yeah, you actually ought to see that one.
Yeah.
That's one to see. It's a little long, but I didn't think it was too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a long movie, but I mean, it's supposed to because it covers so much.
Is it about Australia?
Oh yeah, well, it's not really about Australia. It's about two characters that live in Australia, and
Hmm.
I mean, and it shows a lot of events that would have impacted Australia's history during that time.
Huh. Okay.
So I give you a good idea about Australia in a certain area because Australia is a huge country too, very
Yeah.
open and vast,
Wow.
kind of like the West.
So Ninja and his woman,
Yeah,
they are
well,
in a
yeah,
rap group, right? Cause
Yolandi,
yo, that's her real name.
Yeah, they both use their real names.
Yeah,
Well,
they use
that's
their real
not
names.
their true
They're true names, but they're
birth
stage
given name,
names.
but
But
that
like
is
they
the
didn't
names
change
that
their stage name from Ninja to
no,
something else.
which kind of annoyed me a little bit. But I thought they did a good enough job that I was like,
No,
okay,
this
I'm
one
cool.
was good. Like when they know that when Chappie knows that he doesn't want to commit crimes, so they just lie their way around
Oh,
it.
I
Like
love that. Well,
the stealing of
I
the
love
calls,
it.
dude, that's
It did tick
brilliant.
you off. It did tick me off though when they left him. They took him out and they just left him and told him
Oh,
to come home. I thought that's so wrong. But that
it
also
did.
shows, but they had to because it also shows you how far uh uh
What?
Wolverine's character was going to go. I
Oh
can't remember
yes,
his name. Anyways, we're just gonna go.
Vincent.
I'm gonna keep calling him Wolverine.
That's fine. I mean, maybe
Vincent.
I know who
It
you
just show
call
you.
him.
It shows you how far Vincent would go because he just doesn't care. He because all he wants is that chip.
He
You
wants
know.
the chips just to like we didn't even know what his plan was
In
prior.
a way though, we already know he was going to ruin all the robots.
Yeah, in that way, but I like he at the end he plays it as he went.
But the thing is, he didn't seek out to do evil. He just didn't care the outcome. He's like, I'm gonna get
He's
my
for
robot out there
himself,
on the
yeah.
street, and any way I could
The
do it, I'm not gonna
moose.
think. I'm not gonna think about it. He goes, if I dock all these robots out, it's gonna be total chaos, and the moose comes in and saves the day.
He was just killing everyone.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's just, and he was he was kind of a mean person though.
He was even going to call Dion, but like, dude, you can't. I mean, I don't know how South African police works, right? But like, I didn't think you could just kill anybody that's not armed.
Well, everybody was watching though.
Nobody was watching.
See, that's the thing. When that robot showed up there, he's like, huh, ain't nobody's here going to see any of this. And nobody's going to care because, like, he goes, after I shoot them all, it's just a bunch of thugs. And he's probably like, oh, Dion, you got shot in the crossfire, you know? And
Yeah.
plus, he stole the chip, by the way. I don't know if y'all know this. He stole the chip. He could probably do a lot of things. Because remember, he's a big guy. Because remember when he walks up to Dion and puts a pistol in his face right in the office in front of everybody?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then he goes, oh, it's just playing. Just playing.
Yeah,
It's no
just a
big
joke.
deal.
Just a joke, man. Just
Yeah.
a
I'm like,
prank.
dude, he just put a
You
pistol in
guys need
somebody's
to lighten
face.
up.
And it's weird. He walks around the whole deal carrying a pistol with him.
Yeah, a blank pistol too. It's just to have it around.
Well, it probably did.
Well,
Wasn't
at
a
that
blank
moment,
pistol.
it was blank.
He claims
pistol.
he had blanks in it. I bet he did. He just well, no, he didn't say it had blank. He had it unchambered. He didn't have bullets in it. That's the only deal.
Yeah, he didn't
That
have
was
the
a
bullets in
Glock.
it, yeah.
And it looked like a Glock he was carrying around with him. So yeah, he was kind of a not a nice guy at all.
I didn't notice. I remember.
But I did, like you said, I did want to hit that side. I did like it when he steals the cars because remember the very first car,
Oh.
because you
He
don't
just
know,
messed
really
it up.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, destroy the car. They're like, well, we can't do anything with the
yeah.
car. You tear it up. And of course,
Oh,
next time you see him driving a
the
GTR,
GTR was so funny because he was driving the GTR. I was like, why would you steal Daddy's
this
car?
is
That's
Daddy's car.
Batman. They're like, "Oh, that's a
It's
dude right
Daddy's
there."
car.
That
Yeah,
was awesome. That part was
but I
pretty
gotta
cool.
say, the moment it really gets you because it's when he remember when all the big robot shows up and Chappie's like, all of y'all lied to me. All you humans lied to
Oh,
me.
that was a good scene.
All of you lied to me. Because
Yeah.
why do all of y'all lie to me?
Like, why do you guys want to hurt others?
Yeah,
Because,
that's all y'all
like,
do.
I
Well, that's
think
right.
Chappie was learning when the cop was begging for his life. Like, oh, please don't kill me. Like, are you
Yeah,
sleepy? Are you
yeah, you're
asleep?
sleepy.
Are
Yeah,
you
because
not
remember he lied
sleepy?
to him.
Yeah, because he was processing what was going on.
Yeah,
Because they
he's finally
told him
realized
he
that
was sleeping, but then,
I'm
like,
hurting these
yeah,
people.
he's hurting this person. And then oh, that scene on when he was like, he's becoming that child mind, right? That progresses to the adult mind really quickly.
Yeah,
Because he was
well,
like
because
a
he's a
kid.
machine.
Yep.
But the also thing is, the life all of a sudden started to matter to him because he's like, well, I'm about to lose mine, and everything is so great to me.
Yes.
Everything is awesome because and he's thinking humans they automatically get this
Yes.
and they get along life, so they take that for granted.
They do. And then when he was hurting Hugh Jackman, right? I thought he was going to kill him, but
Yeah.
that would
Oh, I
make
thought
him
that's
the
cool.
same as humans. And then that's why, like, okay, now I forgive you. All he
Yeah.
wanted to do was take out his
Just
anger, and that was it.
yeah, he just wanted to hurt
Like,
him a little
a
bit.
lot of humans don't do that. I mean, in some movies, we show that, right? I
Yeah.
don't know if you ever saw that movie with Vin Diesel and Man Apart. Have you ever
I
seen
don't
that
think I
movie?
did.
So it's like at the end, right? It comes to a life decision. Like a lot of people after they see a Man Apart,
Oh,
everybody says the same
I
thing.
did see a man apart, but I almost
Everybody
forgot
say
that
the
movie.
same thing. He should have killed him
But
because
why?
you get the satisfaction.
Yeah. Well, you think you
But
would.
then
You
in
probably really
Chappie,
would.
right? They suspiciously showed that like he didn't kill Hugh Jackman. All he did was like he could question him why. Okay, you keep shooting guns, so he broke his arm so he can shoot the gun. And all he
Yeah.
did was want to hurt him. But after he did that, right? I guess in from how I saw it, Chappie just got what he wanted. He just
Yeah.
wanted revenge. He didn't have to kill the guy, unlike Spider-Man
Well, it was
against the
also
Green
too
Goblin.
easy for him.
It was too easy for him. So he was like,
Yeah.
it was really weird. At the
But
same
I
time,
do
like,
love it when he goes, I forgive you
yes,
now.
I forgive you now. And then he just walked away.
Yep, just walked away. Plus, the neat thing is the consciousness, where he figures out consciousness
Oh,
and then he saves his creator with the consciousness. Plus, he also saves Yolandi at the end, too.
so I didn't know. So from the way I was watching the movie, right? Because his battery was dying anyway. I thought Chappie was just gonna die at the end. I mean, like I guess die in quotation mark
Well,
when his
yeah.
battery runs out. I didn't think that Dion was gonna be transferred the consciousness to a robot body.
Yeah. Well, that's actually
That
cool.
was that was really cool, and I'm like, I totally didn't expect that. And then at the end, like, I forgot the first thing that Chappie tried was that consciousness, and he uploaded it to a dumb drive because he was testing. So he
Yeah.
does have a copy. So when I saw that when Ninja was burning the stuff, right? Because like saying goodbye
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and he
Oh, well,
didn't
I
burn the
forgot that,
doll.
too.
Yeah, he didn't burn the doll, and then they never show you the USB drive until Ninja had it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was
Because I
like,
don't remember
oh
that.
my god, like are they gonna do the same thing? And then
Yeah.
when
And guess
Chappie
what?
upload to the internet, like he could control all the stuff, then they make his mommy robot. I thought that was pretty interesting because when you thought like, oh, Dion was the only one, right? And then they can keep doing that.
Yeah. So they could save everybody. You just have to get a robot body.
Well, you could make it now because that's what Chappie was doing. And then when they ended like that, I was like, oh, I didn't need any more. It would be nice to have more, but it was ended there
Well, see,
perfectly
here's
for
the
me.
thing. There were supposed to have been 3 movies to this.
No, shut up.
Yes, he was going to make 2 more movies, but it bombed and it actually hurt his career.
Did it
This
bomb? Let
actually,
me see.
oh yeah, this movie did bad.
Well, budget was 49. He made 102 million.
Yeah, well, they said he kept saying it bombed, and also he said it kind of hurt his career on getting more movies,
Really?
which is sad because, like I said, this movie wasn't that bad.
This movie wasn't that bad. You know what? This is
This
a
movie was
lot
actually
better
pretty
than
good.
ugh, so many movies that getting so many sequels for no reason.
Yeah, now this one, and the thing is, like I said, though, I mean, this could come another story because I mean, see, Chappie could save a lots of people, but the problem is, it would come to this: is he really saving you by putting you in a robot body? Now you can't die at all. Maybe you want to
Oh,
because
let's talk
people
about
might
that.
get
So
because that's like
this
That'd be
part
like
is
being a
very
vampire
opposite from
because it's like being a
Bicentennial Man.
vampire.
Yeah, but then it's I can't agree with being like a vampire because it's the immortality thing I get, but not
Yeah.
like a vampire. It's just like
Well, yeah, he's not going around
your
being
consciousness,
evil or darkness. But the problem is,
your
even with
conscious.
that,
Let's talk about that. Like your consciousness just keep living on.
yeah.
So like
Well,
in a
yeah. Well,
way,
that's
right?
not really you, anyways, is it? So, you know, they actually had a next
Okay,
generation episode like this.
okay. So before you talk about Star Trek, right? So let's just say it's not robot.
Uh,
Let's just say we clone a human body, just like me. Is
Yeah,
but then this body, I'm dying of cancer. They move
yeah.
my subconsciousness to my clone. Is this still not me?
That's the thing, is it?
I don't know. I had to think about this. Is it not
If they
me?
moved your
Is
consciousness, is it? What is it? What is? Because I mean, you'd have to.
so
I mean,
so
I
the
don't know.
question is, what is a living being?
Because
Is it
yeah,
just
it's
the
like,
heart? Is it the brain?
well, yeah, but well, most likely it's in the brain.
So it's like RoboCop 2 then. It's the villain is not dead, right? He's turned into that machine.
Yeah, he turned into that machine because they moved his brain
Kane, that's his
into
name.
it.
Kane.
Yeah, they moved Kane's brain. Yeah, because Avon Kane. But anyways, they moved his brain in it, so that's him. It seemed like, well, that's the same RoboCop though. They moved. They didn't really move his brain. They took his whole head off,
But it still function.
but the rest of him was all robot. Everything else was robot.
Well, okay.
So if there's somehow to move your consciousness to a machine, because a lot of people are really working on this to move your consciousness into a machine.
So I heard about this
Because
in the
they
Friends
did it,
episode.
because it's not even in Star Trek. Because they did in Star Trek where the old man put his consciousness in the machine, tries to take over the computer or try to take over Data, tries to get Data's body. But anyhow, it don't matter because we also saw it in Captain America, Winter Soldier. Because
Oh
that
yes,
consciousness is inside Vola, or is it Vola or whatever?
yeah, and he
The
moved himself
consciousness,
into the computer.
yeah,
Yes.
who puts himself in a computer. So the thing is that really you though? I mean, you have your thoughts and all that crap, but is that really you? I mean,
Not me as in
once
sense of like.
once you die, if like say I put you in a computer, I got you, I got your consciousness, but when you say consciousness, it's just thoughts and memories, and you behave like you would
I
by
can't believe
all.
hey like that. Well, I might be able to behave, but then I can't move the way that I would.
Well, you won't move, but the thing is, like I said, it was pretty much a copy of you. So even if you take your consciousness, isn't that just a cloning of your information in your head? How
Into
I like
another
to say,
person
hey,
or
how if
thing.
I ask you a question and you got some kind of smart Alec response to it, you would answer the way you would normally answer it, but that would it really be you?
Oh, that's
So that's
so
the
tricky,
question because
Shane.
nobody's ever done that before. But I'm like, that's
No,
like when we make AI. Eventually, we make AI, we can answer so many questions. How do you know when it's not thinking for it's truly thinking for itself? Because I mean, right now, it's just answering from a list of options,
so
which
hold
a lot
on.
of people may argue humans are listed or answered from a list of
So
options. But I'm like, I make up new options.
so you're telling me like AI and these Alexa devices, it's just a really quick way of Google.
Yeah,
Because you
so
ask
really
these
could go
questions, it's
well.
just yeah, a quick way
Because
of
yeah,
Google.
because I'm like, how are you? It's like I got 50 answers for that. And they ask you, how are you, Lamb? When you give it a new answer, go, oh, I'm just like a bag of peaches. Well, it could put that option. But the thing is, with AI now, let's say you have an option list. Well, it can actually lock together words and make new options now. They haven't done that with Alexa or any of that, but they can. Somebody hasn't thought of it yet. But it can just start piecing together its own options of things to say back to you when you say, hey, how are you? That's the thing. So you could keep asking questions and it will almost seem endless. So you won't know if you'll eventually think, because humans, even if a dog looks like it's got his tongue out and it looks like it's smiling, it's not smiling. It's trying to, it's hot. It's overheating.
Yeah.
But we're sitting there going, oh, they're smiling about something. He's thinking about something. They're like, well, probably really not.
He's probably really not. He just
It's
happened
like
to
a
be here. That's
squirrel.
all
It's
he
like a
got.
squirrel in a tree. It dropped a peanut on you. Oh, that squirrel threw a peanut like a person at me. No, it didn't.
No.
It didn't. Because see, the people love to add human qualities to
To
anything.
anything, yes.
Anything,
I
anything.
agree.
So that thing with a computer, though, if it gives you enough option and can talk to you long enough, you're automatically going to assume he's smart, as smart as you, and then you'll
Oh,
think it's living. Then how will you ever decipher between us and it?
I don't know, but I do
Because
think
as
it's a
time goes
cool
on,
idea, though.
because I'm thinking as time goes on, it probably in the next 5 years, people really won't be able to tell the difference.
No, I don't think you can.
It's like when we watch a movie and we're trying to go, is that CGI or not? Is that CGI? Right now, we
Well,
usually can tell.
Well, right now,
but it's
yes.
slowly going away.
Yeah, slowly going away. We're like, wow, this looks so weird. Stop talking about that. Have you seen this video game that it looks like real life?
I
I
haven't.
forgot
I don't
what
know
it's
which one
called.
you're
I gotta
talking about.
find you that footage because Cody found it, right? So when
Is
you
it
watch it,
so? Is it like better than Plasmagoria or something?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that was a video game that used live action in it, but you could tell where they put computer parts in it. But
Oh
most of it
no.
used film and stuff.
Oh no. It looks so real, but then you could tell it's fake because sometimes it's like it glitches. Like the way that it's
Oh,
not, it
okay.
does, but the fluid motion is like a first person a cop, right, going to like a dangerous area. So you can see like the way that you move like this, because sometimes the video game is like this, right? You can tell you can't turn this way to look,
Yeah,
but this video game can do it all. It
because they programmed
looks
it to do that way. But
it
yeah,
can, but then sometimes it just showed you some of the gameplay footage, but then sometimes it glitches, right? Then you know, like, okay, this is fake. But if you go to
does
this,
it?
right,
Yeah,
you
but
would
here's
think
the
it's a
thing:
body cam.
does it glitch because we just don't have the processing stuff to keep up with it right
Oh,
now?
I think it's still being worked on.
Oh, okay, still being
Yeah,
working. Okay,
I think it's still
so
being
when
worked
so
on.
what you're saying when the game comes out, you're not going to see any of that.
Oh my gosh, I think when the game comes out, I want to play because it looks so realistic. It looks like I'm controlling the body cam of a police officer.
Oh,
So it's kind of like not Minority Report, not Strange Days, but like a real life act. Oh, like Free Guy.
okay, yeah, Free Guy. Which
Yeah.
a lot of these actors, some of these actors in this movie were in there.
Yes.
Is it Free Guy or is it Kill Bill or whatever it was? Not Kill Bill. What was that other one with where they act? No,
Oh,
it's not Free
Ready
Guy.
Player One.
What's yeah? No, not Ready Player One. Where
Oh.
it's a first person. The movie was a first person shooter.
Oh, something hairy, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A dead hair, get red, dead hair. So who we
Yeah.
know what we're talking about. Nobody else will
Drop
know what
Dead
we're talking
Harry or
about.
something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, there was a lot of actors from this movie in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Matter of fact, Chappie is in that. Is the actor that's played Chappie did
Oh,
Chappie?
that's the
He's
first
in that.
person.
Yeah, he's in that. The
Oh,
first person. I wish I remember what
I
that was
really like
called.
that actor now.
Yeah, he's actually well. I mean, he's never the same person.
Yeah, and then we didn't even see him as the same person.
Yeah,
God, I
District
really
Nine,
dislike this director. I gotta
Hardcore
see
Henry, Hardcore
Hardcore
Henry.
Henry. Thank you.
So
Wow. So are we already halfway to watching his movies? District 9, Elysium, Chappie, Demonic. I never heard of
I
Demonic.
never heard of that either.
But then Gran Turismo, I wanted to watch that anyway. But he
Yeah,
didn't
well,
write it though. He wrote Elysium and Chappie.
no, we're talking about the director. You're
Yeah, the
talking about the
director, yeah.
director. I'm talking about the actor. But yeah, the director did a lot. Well,
Yeah.
the director probably had to do these now because he's like he has to build up to make his own movies again.
Yeah, he does.
Sometimes you got to do other people's movies. It's just
Yeah,
every
yeah, yeah.
director does that.
So this movie is written by him and his wife,
Yeah, I know.
Chappie.
Isn't that something else?
That is. Let me see what else you've written.
It's pretty good. I think they did an excellent job on this.
They did. Let me see what else she has done. Oh, District 9, Chappie.
I don't
And
know. I like this. I don't know. I like this movie better than Elysium, though.
ooh.
Do you like this better than District Nine?
Oh, District 9 is one of my top 5.
Okay,
It's
District 9.
probably my third one. It is Fight Club, The Prestige, District 9.
Do you like this better than District Nine? So,
No.
well, if you do, it's going to get kicked inside.
No.
See, that's the funny thing is, if I had to answer, I actually like this better than I like District Nine.
I like District 9 because I like the way that it shows how effed up humans are. Because,
Yeah, well, I already know that. But
you know,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, District Nine is not going to be on my top 5, and I actually like this movie. I enjoyed this movie more than I did District Nine, but it's not because of philosophical reasons or the philosophical on the movie. It's I just like it. It's a simple movie. I sat down and watch it.
you know what? Now you brought that up. I think my top 5 is
I don't
something
have to think
to
too much.
philosophical.
Yeah,
Ideas.
well,
Yep.
everybody likes philosophical reasons. That's what makes a movie stay with you.
Yep.
I mean, you can watch a movie real easy and not have to think in it and go, "Oh, enjoy it." I mean, making a movie enjoyable doesn't always going to make a movie your
I
top
think
5.
you're right, but then it's enjoyable. Doesn't it's not enjoyable because it's how it makes me
The
feel. As a
Strange
person.
Days, I know, is on your top 5.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sure.
definitely top 5.
And
Strange Days.
it's a hard to watch movie. I mean, there's a lot
Yep.
about it I don't like. It's not something I'd really sit around and watch with
Strange
a lot of
Days
people.
might be number
But
3 and
it's the
tie.
idea. It's the idea of that movie this makes you stick with you. And you
Yeah,
think,
it's the
huh.
idea. Strange Days is really good. You know what? I want to say Minority Report is
And
well,
see, and for some, well, like I said, reasons like that, makes you want to think, is this right or is this wrong? Could make other movies better if you'll think
yeah.
about just that reason. For example, Passengers. Passengers, a lot of people don't like it. It does actually kind of suck. But the problem is, it's
It's
one of
the
those.
question that it brings up. Yep.
Yeah, because it's what the main character does to the other character. It's like, will it ever really be right? Even if the other part, the character goes, "Oh, this is okay," and they try to make it right, it's like, is it still right? Even you
Ugh.
leave Passengers thinking everything ended with on a happy note, but what his character did, was that even right?
Yeah.
I mean, they would have all died, but maybe they should have just all died
At
on
the
the
same
ship.
time, it's like, well, it's not fair that it happened to that main character anyway, regardless of who
Yeah,
plays him.
and plus the same thing, like a crappy movie, uh, a very complex villain can save the movie. You know,
Ooh.
and a lot of times that's the thing. A lot of movies will go, "Oh, this because he had just this." I mean, there's been movies I watched where I didn't like it all. I didn't like the movie. Well, I could say I didn't like the movie. I was a lot boring. And at the end, it's just a question or an answer that somebody gives at the end of the movie that makes the whole movie. You know, because
Yes.
I could think of, was it Current Wars? The Current Wars.
Oh,
That
the
movie's kind of
current war.
historical. It's kind of boring.
Oh,
It's
okay.
about Edison
Oh yeah,
versus
yeah, I saw that.
Westinghouse.
Yes.
At the end of the movie, it's when Westinghouse asks Edison the question, and Edison gives him an answer. Edison's kind of seen as a villain, but it's why he did it and what it means to him.
Yep.
So the other guy went to battle with him, battled somebody over something, but the other person, is because he did everything and it seemed so bad. He did it just because he felt so strongly about it.
Yeah.
And the other guy, he was just there just to fight.
Yeah.
Well, most humans do. They get in there, they're fighting. They're fighting. They don't know why. They think this person's wrong. This person's, they
So
demonize
you
this
did see
person.
the current war?
Oh yeah, I loved
Okay.
it, but I didn't like it most of the movie. I was sitting there going, Then when it got to the end, I was like, they meant something then, because the other guy that
It's
kind
the
of got
build up.
villainized. Yeah, the guy that got villainized turned out he wasn't really a villain. He was trying to do the same thing to the other guy, but he felt so strongly about it and did so many. He went down the dark path. He's almost the same thing as the Wolverine in this character, this movie.
Oh.
He felt strongly about his robot.
Yeah.
And he thought he had something to
He
prove. He
believed
had
in
something to
himself,
show.
nobody believed in him.
Nobody believed in him, and he made himself the villain. No, in that.
I did notice like Hugh Jackman. I know Sigourney Weaver is a very tall lady, and when they stand next to each other, right? Like I don't think anybody's standing on any boxes here. It's just because
Probably not.
it's like every director's stream, like, well, we don't have to make the female actress stand on the box standing next to Hugh Jackman because
Well, that's the
Sigourney
thing.
Weaver.
This Corner Weaver's probably standing there thinking, "I killed a bunch of aliens on a spaceship. Who are you for?"
Because like I think Sigourney Weaver is like 6'1" and Hugh Jackman is 6'3", so it's only like an
Really?
inch. Yeah,
Is she
Sigourney
really
is.
6'1"?
She's like either she's 6 foot. I know she's at least 6 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver is tall.
Oh, I didn't know she was that tall.
Yeah,
I
Sigourney
knew, I
Weaver
knew
is
I
like.
wouldn't. I know I wouldn't get in a fight with her, but I mean,
Let me look at Sigourney Weaver height. She's not short, obviously. 6 foot.
well,
She's a 6 foot
wow.
tall lady.
Well, that's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh, Bill Murray is 6'2". He didn't look like it. Oh, because we didn't know Sigourney Weaver was 6 foot in Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah. Well, that's probably
Yeah.
that's probably why they're like, okay, who's your love interest? We got to find somebody taller than you. Oh, look at Big. I would never guess Bill Murray was
Bill
6 foot.
Murray is 6'2". Holy crap. I had no
Wow.
idea.
Everybody on
I'm
the
like,
Ghostbusters must have been
I'm like,
tall.
who else? Yeah. So it's so funny. You know how like the saying is like, oh, everybody looks bigger on tall on camera, right? Like, but like Ben
Yeah.
Stiller, Tom
Yeah.
Cruise like
Yeah.
5'7". So I was talking to this lady at Dollar Tree. I forgot how we were talking about movies, right? And she was talking about like back then, even the westerns, like spaghetti westerns, like those actors, they're really
Yeah.
tall, like
Like
six
Clint
seven.
Eastwood.
Yeah, they're six something, right? And I think like, huh, I'm so interested you told me that. I think it's because back then these actors are so tall, right? We still carry that on to today, where we think like a lot of actors we see on screen a lot bigger than we realize
Well,
because
well, that's the thing. It's like when you drew comic books. You always wanted to make your heroes
stand
taller
out.
than a
Yeah,
regular human. Yeah, you want them. Yeah, exactly. You want them to stand out. You always want them. Well, it's not just
like
muscles. You
Superman.
want them tall. Yeah,
Yeah,
your heroes are always these tall guys. I mean, and I would say it kind of carried probably from the Western stuff. They're always really tall
yeah.
above
The
everybody
actors. Yep.
else. And I think that just it's just part of the significance of the character because you want them to stand out above everybody else. So they got to be taller. They got to
So
be the tallest.
until Chuck Norris came out, he's like 5'8", 5'9", I don't know.
Yeah, but you got to
So
think most of those people stood up boxing because even Stallone ain't that tall.
he's not. He's not as
But
tall as Arnold.
but
Arnold was like 6 foot.
yeah, but you got to have them look like they are because they are the
They're the
heroes.
heroes. Yep. Oh, that's right.
I mean, except for because didn't Rocky do? Doesn't he do look? He looks up to that Russian. Remember? Doesn't he
Yes,
look
yeah,
up to
because
the
Dolph
Russian?
Lundgren is like 6'5".
Yeah, but he had to even for the purpose of the
For the
movie. I
purpose of
think
yeah.
because I mean, Dolph Lundgren's character is not the hero in that movie.
No, because like Dolph Lundgren is like 6'5", because Jean-Claude Van Damme, I think he's also like 6 foot, but then he's still shorter than Dolph Lundgren.
But the
standing next
thing
to
is,
him.
the movie because it was Stallone's movie, they could have made him the same height, but they chose not to.
Yes. Yeah, because you want to show like I guess Rocky's like Mike Tyson or something. You beat up
Well,
something that's like twice the
all of a sudden,
size.
well, that's the thing is because he went from being this big super guy that they finally needed to make him like Adam. Was it the Giant versus Giant? I should
Oh,
know the name.
wait, what the first? Andre the
David
Giant.
versus Goliath. No,
Oh,
David
yeah,
versus Goliath. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, I
that's the
forgot the
story.
names.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. David versus Goliath.
yes. I don't
Because
even know
now
how we got
Goliath,
where
because Goliath
role.
is now the big guy.
He was really sidetracked to talking about
We
this.
didn't get really sidetracked because we're talking about how the
Oh,
villain.
Sigourney
We're talking
Weaver
about
and
yeah,
yeah,
we're
the
talking
big
about
tight. Yep,
villains.
big tall guys.
Which Sigourney Weaver is not the villain in this movie at all.
No, she's just like a
She's actually the
background
guy.
character
She's
in the
actually
movie.
the actor. She actually did the right thing. She's told him, "Hey, please don't use AI on our robots because it's just not a
Yes,
selling point."
yep.
And of
But then
course,
he
so
did it
there's
anyway because
he's like,
that's
"Whatever."
what's gonna name this episode. Craft life. Don't let life craft you. That's so good because the Chappie said like, "Hey, didn't you tell me don't let anybody tell me what to do? I should make
Oh
my
yeah,
own
he
choices."
did. I
That
mean,
was really good too.
in which, of course, the creator's telling him how to live his life
Yes,
too.
he's just like Ninja, like you said,
Yeah,
just like Ninja,
tells it. Yeah, because they all had their own agenda,
because
and
it's
they
this
want to.
test experiment.
Yeah, well, it's like kids too. You don't your kids to do this, but eventually they got to go off on their own. I mean,
Yep,
all you could do is give them direction on how to not have too much trouble
yep.
within your own life.
But you gotta make your own
Which
mistakes.
slowly most humans don't follow that because there's a lot of stuff to tell you how to live your life. If you don't do this, your life will actually be okay. But a lot of people go, you know what? Eh, they don't know what they're talking about.
So my question to you is before we end the show, right? So without all the without whatever happened to Chappie here, if everything is perfect, like everything is locked down and stuff, kind of like the Pepsi recipe and the KFC recipe, whatever, right? If no one can know about it, would you go for this police force with like humans and robots working together?
Oh, would I be okay with the robots in
Mm-hmm.
the police force like that?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. What do you think?
I not like Chappie's
No, no,
version,
no, no, no. Without
but
that,
I would.
I mean,
Oh
they
yeah.
only did Chappie for the entertainment purpose.
Well, I'd be okay with police being
The robots,
robots. Well,
I do too.
the only reason I would do that because I think people because a robot can only do so much. I don't want a robot that has human emotions.
Oh no, no, just like
Because a
these.
lot of because I think a lot of people get shot by cops because the cops are scared.
Yeah,
The cop comes up to a person, he's already ready thinking I might get shot, so he's
these
ready to shoot
robot
back.
units are the shield because they show that
Yeah,
in the scene of this
yeah.
movie.
Well, see,
Like they go in
a
first.
robot, yeah, but a robot's not going to be scared of getting shot,
No,
and it's not going to be afraid to get losing its life.
no.
So it's not going to automatically accidentally shoot somebody
So it's very helpful in
out of
these
fear.
dangerous situations.
I think it would be better with dealing with people because see, a lot of people they look at somebody, they may pull somebody. Oh, this guy's arguing by looking at him. Oh, this guy's gonna be a thug. This guy's
Yeah,
probably
the
gonna pull a
judgment.
gun on him.
Yes,
So yeah, there's no one's judging. A robot's not gonna judge you.
no.
It has a set of instructions. It's gonna follow the instructions. It wants to see this. It wants to see that. If you provide it to this robot, you're not gonna have any problems.
So it's very unbiased.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I mean the bias is the problem with the police
Bias is
force
the
now.
problem. Yeah, because it's humans' emotion.
Yeah, it's a human's emotion because the human doesn't want to get killed or die.
Oh, we should see Crash. You seen Crash, right?
I have never seen Crash. And I think there's
Oh,
two movies. I think there's like two movies called
oh
Crash.
yeah, it's the one with Sandra Bullock, Brendan Fraser, Ryan Fuller, Peter
Okay,
Ludacris.
you don't have to.
It's not the other one. It's not the. Is it
Yeah, I don't
Alicia
know.
Silverstone? I can't remember.
Oh, I didn't know she was in a movie. Okay.
No, the other Crash one.
Okay, I don't know the difference between the crashes. I just know
Oh,
there's two
okay.
crashes because everybody wants to talk about
It's
crash. And I'm
it's
like,
based on
okay.
the biased opinions. It's really good.
Well, a lot of movies are based on biased opinions. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good
No,
story
I
right
no,
there
I from what you said,
because
like
that
I
could
didn't think
start a
about
lot
the
of trouble.
bias in this point. All I care was like there's no police corruption. It's not
Well,
like, hey,
I
I'm gonna
wouldn't
pay
say
you a
there's no.
robot
I
off, you
won't
know?
ever say there's no place corruption
No, for the
because
robots.
well, the robot won't be corrupt, but the
Yeah.
problem is that people can use them for corrupt purposes. I mean, you never know where they'll direct them, or they may not direct them to certain deals because those robots have to be directed somewhere.
Oh, it's
Some
not
humans
like
sitting there, some
Captain
humans sitting there
America
getting paid
Civil
out. Yeah,
War.
well, some humans getting paid, so he's like, well, that robot's never going to show up there, so you'll be okay. You
Uh,
know?
oh, okay, I got you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because see, the robots
whoever's
are
behind the
directed.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the robots are directed to go
by whoever the
fight
human.
crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, fighting crimes somewhere, and the human's going to direct them. So the human just may go, oh, they got overlooked. I'm sorry, I don't know how that happened.
So unless no human emotion, unless you're like RoboCop, where you could just find crime and just handle it.
Yeah, well, because he shoots everybody on the spot.
Yeah.
And see, these robots were a little more kind of violent too in this movie. They're just shooting up people. I mean,
But
there's
then
going to be a
in
lot of people.
this
There would be a lot of people having problems with robots shooting
but this
humans.
movie did show where like, hey, once these robots were down, right, the people were acting rowdy again, especially
Yeah.
that
Oh yeah,
guy.
they went out of control. But here's the thing about the robot. I was just thinking, robot wouldn't even really need a gun, actually, probably.
No, because they
Because
were
you
made
can't.
of
Because
titanium.
yeah, they're made out of titanium. They shoot them all up. They don't have. They can handle you.
Yeah, I think the only reason they use a gun so that way they have the long range attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in this one though, they're fighting thugs with painted machine guns. Oh, by the way, I want to point out somebody said this. And I don't know if it's true, but it does make sense.
Okay.
All those guns are painted bright colors and
Yeah,
stuff, so
yeah.
they look like toys. That way, the robot can't distinguish them from real guns until they start shooting.
Is that that's why Ninja painted his gun yellow?
Yeah,
See, I was thinking about that. Like, how come? Like, has anybody not like? I guess in criminal
but
history, I don't know.
I've
Like,
seen a lot of people in real life just paint their guns just for
paint the guns
fun.
like a toy. Oh, just for fun. Okay.
But in here, they're supposed to paint them like toys. That way, the robot until it gets shot, they until they shoot at the robot, they don't know it's a real gun or not.
Oh, so that's the
Because
thing. Like you
because in real
said, the
life,
robot they don't have to
because
be afraid until
exactly,
they get shot first. Yep.
exactly, because nowadays, toy guns are all kinds of wild looking colors.
Yep. And they look really like a space weapon, so that way they
Yeah,
don't look
yeah.
like a real
Even well,
gun.
I have an AK-47 water gun. It's all yellow. It's just stupid. It is silly. I painted it to look real, but I'm like, what? And then
Wow.
after painting, I was like, it doesn't look real because it's so small compared to a real
Oh, AK-47.
AK-47.
You have one of the small ones. Okay. Wow.
Well, it's a little for a little kid. I had it a long time. I got it when I was a kid. That's why I don't know if I still have it. To be honest with you, but I'm sure I do. I probably got it stashed somewhere.
You know, the other thing is like that part of this movie, right? Is unhackable quotation marks. I don't think anything in life, right, will ever be unhackable. Because there's too
I
many
think to
small
a
people.
point, but here's the problem: if you do it, you don't make it where if you make it where it's unhackable, that means you can't get in there and fix the program.
Oh, so unhacking is just a way to rewrite,
Yeah,
update
I mean,
system
yeah, because hacking is actually altering. It's getting in there and
to
altering.
alter.
I mean, hacking. I know it's got several different connotations, but hacking something is actually taking something and getting into it to fix it.
Yep.
It's not really to take something over or to do something wrong. I mean, hack into stuff all the time. I mean, you may have an old Xbox kind of not working well. So you hack into it, you improve it a little bit, fix it, get it to work. Plus, you may add movies onto it and stuff. That's hacking. Just adding a movie to something that didn't normally play a movie.
Yeah,
That's
alter the
hacking.
program.
Yeah, that could be hacking. I mean, making anything just improving something. So that's the thing. If you make something where you can't, the only way I think that you would ever make something, let's say you make something where the programming can't be changed, period, then you
Mm-hmm.
probably can't ever hack into it. And it really wouldn't be any good to anybody. It'd be outdated, obsolete, and you have to throw it in trash.
Oh, that is true. I do
I mean,
like.
like it's like some computers people hack and put like a raspberry in it. That's
Oh,
hacking. And
so
then all of a sudden now you have another access point into the former machine. That way you don't have to throw it away. You can put movies on it. I mean, it's like Game Boys. You can watch videos and movies on them now if you put all that stuff on there.
you can on some of them. And now I hack. Well, except for the newer updated system, like current generation, I haven't really hacked them. But everything else, I hacked.
Yeah.
I hacked
Oh,
everything else in my house. At like the
Yeah, in a
arcade
way.
behind
And I
me.
mean, because a lot of people, when you say hacking, they think something else. Oh, I'm going to go in there and put malicious
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
malware on something. Oh, that's not. Just to reprogram something, like reflashing something. It's hacking.
The
So,
reflasher. I'm a reflasher. I'm a
well, I
programmer.
mean, I remember when reflashing come out, it just changes the circuitry and stuff in the reading. Because, I mean, motherboards, because remember one time, motherboards, you didn't change with the program. You had to write a program for the motherboard to do it. But now you can flash it and change the program in the motherboard.
Kind of like the first time people, what do they call it, jailbreaking the Apple phone, iPhone.
Yeah, they're hacking it. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just altering it. But the thing is, you make something where you can't ever change it, and what good is it eventually? You can't fix it. Something because there's going to be a problem show up. Like those robots, they're going to have to be like he writes a program. It may have something that, or they need to add another program to those robots to make them deal with people in a different way. So
You know
he
what's
would
really
have
funny
to
about
have
this movie?
something.
With the technology it is, right? It's funny that when all the robots shut down, they should be able to trace it back immediately because you have to have a password for that security key. And Wolverine is the one that type in his password so that
Yeah,
way he could shut down. It's eventually they're gonna know
yeah,
who
they
it is.
eventually know because plus they had to use car keys and stuff to go through the door, so they should know who's going through the door. But
Yep.
apparently they let
The
Vincent and
engineers. The
yeah,
engineers
yeah, they
obviously.
they had the run of the deal, so it
Yeah.
wasn't very high security.
Yeah,
Now a
it
lot of
just
people had,
it's
and
either gonna be Vincent or Dion.
and
That's
there was
really
people and there's people that had problems with how the security level on a security deal. But I'm like, some companies don't really review their security
they
stuff like they're
don't. A
supposed
lot
to.
of companies don't.
I
Yeah.
know a lot of people are arguing, oh, it should have been the most secure thing, but I'm thinking,
Like your
y'all have ever
job
worked
of
at it?
work. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking if y'all ever worked for a company that's supposed to be social security, even had guards at it, sometimes they miss a lot of stuff.
Yep.
I see people. I mean, we've worked at places that should have been secure, and you can see a lot of unsecure information laying around
Yep.
or stuff that
Exactly.
people weren't doing their due diligence to mess with.
You
They're
just
just
get
they're thinking, well,
habits.
we have all these people at the doors, and we could see where you're at. And I'm like, so
You
you
know,
see where everybody's at,
those
so the
high
damage could be
security
done.
stuff you only see in movies.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You see more high security. I mean, because they weren't working for the government or anything. They probably needed government to come in and check their stuff on this movie, but they're probably thinking, oh, we got a bunch of computer software creators. Only one guy carries a gun around him. Only
Mm-hmm.
one nut job in our office. We don't need high security here because we make police robots. I mean, in a way, it made sense. I mean, because they should have known, but like I said, they thinking, oh, Vincent or this guy, they're working because every time the creator come through, they're thinking, "Oh, no big deal. He's just doing some work."
Yep.
Because he's actually he's like he made all the robots anyways. He's our whole company hinges on him.
Yeah.
And Vincent has a robot of his own. None of these other people did. So I'm sure if they were to try to open doors or take a bus or a van, they'd
Oh,
go,
how do you like
they'd
that
flag them.
server robot? We forgot to talk about that. His little R2D2.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I want to talk about something that did it kind of I didn't make me dislike the movie, but I thought it was silly.
Okay.
Okay, remember when Vincent goes to takes control of the moose? He
Oh
goes in a
yes.
room and he sits down in this chair and he puts the helmet on
Yeah.
where he can't see nothing. And there's three screens in front of him and they drive back towards him. I'm like,
What is that
isn't that
screen
a
for?
is it a big waste to have that drive up to? Because he could have sat in the chair in front of the screens, but he didn't even need the three screens because he sees it in his helmet.
You talk about Vincent? Yeah, Vincent,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Vincent could have went inside of a closet and sat down on a regular
He could have
chair
done
and
it
put the
anywhere.
helmet
Yes.
anywhere. He could be sitting in the break room drinking coffee, eating donuts, and use that helmet.
But
He
I
did.
think it could be our
Well, you do got to have
perception.
but you do got to have the little hand controls.
Yeah, the hand control. But then he
But
could do that anywhere. He
but he
didn't need the
still didn't need
monitors
those three. He didn't need to sit in the middle of the room with three monitors come up
because
to
like
him.
we're thinking that stuff covers his vision, but we
Yeah,
don't know
that
if
thing
it
did
does
cover
though.
his vision. No, it did cover his vision because he's seeing
So
everything inside the
what are
helmet.
the screens for?
They're just there for show. It's just a
Just for the
silly
movie,
scene.
right? Yeah.
It was just such a silly little thing, especially with them driving back
Oh,
towards
you know
him.
what I think it is? It's for the audience. Like, sometimes
I
Vincent might
guess.
not be the only person. Like,
Yeah.
people as watching the screen so they can see what he sees in those
But when you
goggles.
try to make a movie though, that's like trying to make it. Well, this is smart. We gotta be smart about how this robot's gonna work. We're gonna have to be smart about how this is gonna act. I'm like, well, that's where your dumb spot right there because you had the screen drive back to a guy that
You know,
doesn't need to see him.
now that you mentioned that, right, with Moose, Now I'm thinking like, how far is the connectivity? What is it using to connect this remote control moves all the way out there? Like, how? What is
They
the
must they
furthest?
must be using satellites and stuff on the top
Oh,
of
okay.
buildings and stuff.
So that
I'm sure it works like a cell phone. Probably bounces off of stuff. Probably
so
got
there's
a
still
better.
some kind of delay then. You know?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there really would be, but this is a movie, so you
Yeah,
don't
it's the
have to
movie. So
really
people don't
actually
question that. Yeah.
you don't really have to figure that out.
No.
Because I mean, if you got robots that are walking around using guns and stuff, the problem's already been solved.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, connectivity is the least of your problems. It's like when you see space movies and they got gravity.
Ah.
They can hardly go very fast in the spaceship, but they got gravity, or they can't cure this certain disease, but they get gravity. I'm thinking most likely our spaceships will never
Have
ever
gravity.
have
Yeah.
gravity.
Yeah.
I mean,
It just
that would be
hey,
one of
you
the
know what?
hardest things to
It
create.
is. It is. But then they can't shoot the anti gravity scenes during the whole movie. You know.
Yeah,
It's
because it's like when we
yeah.
watch Aliens, they got gravity in the ship, but they freeze people and they go to sleep. I'm thinking the freezing people and so they go to sleep makes more sense. It'd probably be easier thing that we could do in our lifetime before we ever
Thing
get
gravity
gravity.
inside a spaceship.
Yeah, get some kind of gravity plate on the spaceship.
Yeah. That makes sense. And it's really funny.
And
Let's just say, hey, so from your, we understand why they did that, so that way they can shoot the movie easier, right?
yeah, oh yeah,
But you know
because
how
it costs
funny
too
would it be?
much.
Like, let's just say the spaceship crashes into something. They actually won't have that moving, like the impact. They won't feel the impact because they have
Yeah,
gravity.
well, because they got gravity underneath them. Yeah, they should. Well, you probably feel something like an earthquake because I mean, even when the Earth, we have gravity on the Earth, and when there's an impact or something with it, we
Yeah, you
feel it.
should. Yeah,
You shake, everything shakes.
that's so funny. So
So the spaceship actually crashing into something, people moving around on it makes a lot of sense because they have gravity. They should fall.
So in a couple of months, I'm going to see Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? And Heather wanted to get me the VIP pass so I could either take a picture or talk to him, right? And I'm like, I feel a little bit intimidated talking to Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I'm like, no, let's not do that. And then she's like, you don't want to have him ask him any questions? I'm like, oh, I want to ask him questions, definitely. But I'm not scared to look foolish, right? But I'm just nervous to talk about like a really smart person like that. But then now that would be one of the questions I want to ask, like, hey, what do you think about having gravity on spaceships?
Yeah, but here's the thing though. So he's going to give you his
Yeah,
hypothesis. That don't mean his hypothesis is right.
no, it doesn't. But then it's like it's what
I
a lot
mean,
of stuff he says. It gets my
I mean, because
motor
at one
engine
time, a
going
lot of
too.
scientists thought that if you went over this certain speed, it would rip your face off.
Yeah, it's all the studies at the time.
But
Yeah,
but you could drive as fast as you want. It won't rip your face off.
yeah.
Probably light speed would.
But we don't know that yet. It's just
But
hypothesis
yeah,
at this
until you
time.
actually do it, yeah. Because I mean, we went faster than the speed of sound.
But you know what? I'm gonna ask him next time. But right now we're out of time. But I could just cut it right there. So until
Yeah,
then, right?
we
You
don't want to make
craft,
a show
yeah,
so long you don't want to watch it.
yeah. But so until then, you craft life. Don't let life craft you. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.